And financial guru Dan Geltrude is joining us to take a closer look at these numbers. Dan, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, Hunter.
So tell me, what was your initial thought maybe when you saw the latest numbers come out?
So when I saw that we had 428,000 jobs recovered, I want to emphasize recovered. This is not job creation. This is just putting jobs back on that we had lost due to the pandemic. I thought it was a really solid number, and I was happy with it. So seeing strong numbers like that, one would think, hey, we're going in the right direction, but not so fast. Keep in mind, we have 11.5 million job openings out there still. What does that mean? It means that there's a lot of competition by employers to attract workers. It means employers have to pay more. And what does that mean? It means that prices, inflation, going to continue to rise because employers have to pass those costs on ultimately to the consumers.
So Dan, what's your fear as we start to track these inflation numbers? Of course, everybody wishes they had that crystal ball to see what's going to happen if it's going to push into a recession. What are your thoughts about the way that inflation's going right now?
I believe that we are absolutely headed towards a recession. And the reason I say that is because we don't have a choice here. Because inflation is rising. Inflation just doesn't retract once it starts. You need something to interrupt that trend. I don't see that happening other than increases in interest rates. Now, ultimately, we may have to have those interest rates increase so much that it throws our economy into a recession in order to stop inflation. How bad is inflation? Look, year over year, wages have gone up 5.5%, inflation up 8.5%. What does that mean? People have more money, but less buying power. So they're actually going backwards financially. That's why inflation is so damaging.
So let's go back to that Fed increase that you just touched on. How and when will this increase affect hiring? Is this something that could have a potential trickle-down effect?
Well, the thing about raising the interest rates is you're trying to bring the economy down. You're trying to slow things down. By doing that, in theory, you would need less employees because the demand has dropped. Therefore, you could have a situation where at least wages stabilize. And of course, that's what can help the inflationary period that we're in right now.
So, Dan, if we look at a best case scenario, what are those options, if not for maybe the increase to the rates there? What do you want to see happen, or what do you think needs to be happening right now to get ahead of any kind of economic uncertainty in a tumultuous time as we saw in some past recessions?
Well, we're in a tough time right now. There's no question about that. What I really believe that we need some changes in economic policies. And let me be very specific about that. What would help tremendously is if we have a change with energy policies. We need to go back to being energy independent. Why? Because as fuel costs continue to rise, especially for diesel fuel, everywhere we go and every time we're trying to take a product from point A to point B, it's more and more expensive. If we can get fuel costs down as quickly as possible, we can at least get some relief with all this inflation. That's what I believe we can start to do today.
All right, Dan, we love to hear solutions. We just need to see that put into place. We appreciate you coming on and giving us your insight. Of course, something that the entire nation is watching very closely. Thanks so much.